Professors at the School of Literature, Media, and Communication conduct interdisciplinary research to bring a humanistic perspective to the technological world. I sat down with Klein to talk about her work at the Digital Humanities Lab, bringing topic modeling and machine learning to humanities research.
Topic modeling is a technique that allows you to automatically identify the words that tend to appear together. But what it tells you, sort of in a more conceptual sense, are the kind of themes that appear. Most search-based interfaces, you begin with a keyword search. This is true of Google, right? You're interested in something like, best restaurants in Atlanta, and you type it in, and then you get a list of best restaurants in Atlanta. This is really helpful when you already know what you're looking for. It becomes a little bit more complicated when you don't really know what you're looking for, sort of the middle ground between knowing nothing and knowing exactly what you want. And this is when some of these computational linguistics techniques become helpful, because they help you make sort of generalizations or sort of abstract the content in the database that you're searching. Machine learning techniques and these sort of ideas from computational linguistics that allow you to automatically identify, for instance, the themes that are discussed in a document, or the people who are named in a document. Could we somehow bring these techniques together in the interest of facilitating humanities researchers' research process? The idea that we're trying to sort of enact is, could you take this capacity of topic modeling and make it legible to humanities scholars who might not be thinking about topic modeling per se, but they are really interested in asking, there are 300,000 documents in this collection. I cannot read every single one of them, but I am very interested in the documents that tell me about this particular topic. How can I find them? There's a certain point when the quantity just becomes too large, and that's when these automated techniques become helpful. It's really exciting to envision how students and scholars could use this technology, because one of the things that we're seeing now is the development of platforms for essentially providing access to large data sets, and especially large textual or humanistic data sets, and then providing APIs or sort of ways to hook into that database in a way that the front end or the interface can be independent of the back end. And so we can envision, and we actually have already begun to take steps to do this, to make the code available for our interface and to make it independent of the material that it's referencing. So if you like the kind of search mechanism that this facilitates, you could take our code, put it on top of your database that has entirely different content in it, and you could have the same visualizations but visualizing different content. One of the great things about digital humanities is that it doesn't just incorporate but really relies on incredible depth of expertise in each of these areas. And increasingly, as the digital humanities as a field progresses, it's hard for one person to have all of those areas of expertise. I have students who come to work on some of the implementation aspects of these projects, so a lot of students from CS or EE. I have students from HCI and from digital media helping me think through some of the design issues. I have students from the humanities who do some of the background research on some of the historical and cultural dimensions of these projects. I think that research using archival material, it's changed. Primarily, and this is very obvious to anyone who's even used Google, is that so much more of it is digitized. You just don't need to go to the archives. And I think if we're not attentive to the reasons why things are not digitized, we run the risk of having research and just sort of human understanding skew towards what is already accessible, rather than continuing to ask, what are the really interesting stories that we don't know about?
TOME enables scholars to investigate these interesting stories. If you're interested in learning more or getting involved with the Digital Humanities Lab, visit www.dhlab.lmc.gotech.edu. This is Alice Barsky signing off for GTCN.